Again, welcome back to C++ programming language. Our first objective in this lectures is to go through how to format output in C++. So with C++, again, we can control how we display our output on our screen. And normally it requires us to use the header file iomanip, which is input-output manipulator. In this case, we can more concerned about the size, position, and also the number of digits. And we can display both the numeric and string data. Now here, first example, we are going to use the setw function, which is the string manipulators, one of them. So let's see an example. So this program displays 3 rows of numbers. We have number include iostream. This time we have to include the iomanip because we want to use the setw function. So we have our main function, and we declare 9 variables with different values. So num1, num2, num3, 4, 5, 6, 7, they are all int. Then we display the first row of numbers. So what we did here first, we said setw6, number 1, setw6, number 2, setw6, number 3, then we end the line. So this will be our first row. Again, as we said, set up the value x. Let's go back. X print in a field at least x spaces. So if we say 6, then it will be 6 spaces. Now we can use for more spaces if field is not wide enough also. So here we say setw6 again for the space between the numbers. Now we use the end line to end the first line. So it's like first row. So we go to the second row. The same thing we do with setw6. We print 4, setw6 again, print 5, setw6. Again, we print all the numbers. And so that will be the second row. We end the line. Then we display the third row, which will be number 7, 8, 9. And again, we set the width to 6. So we can see from the output what we mean by 6. It means we can have up to 6 spaces. So you can see the first value, 2, 8, 9, 7. There's still 2 spaces in the front. We can see the 34 start from the 6th position to the left. So we have 4 spaces before 34, 3 spaces before 390. Here we have 5, so that means we have 5 spaces before 5, only one single digit. Then 3, 4, 5, 6 is 4 digits, so we have 2 spaces. So again, we can use the setw to set the width of what we want to print. Now let's see another function here, which we call the set precision. Also, we can use the phase. So here we say some affect values until change again. So phase, we use decimal notation for floating point values. Set precision, when used with phase, it will print the floating point value using x digits after the decimal. So without the phase, it will print floating point value using x significant digits. Then show point always print the decimal for floating point values. So let's see an example how we use it. So again, we still have to include the iomanip. We declare 4 variables. They are all double. So we tell the user to enter the cells for the day. We enter day 1, cells for day 2, cells for day 3. Then we calculate the total cells, which we add day 1, day 2, day 3 cells together. Store the result in total. All these 4 variables, we already declared it. Again, I'm not going through this because we went through what is CRC in concept already. Now, this is our main goal, how we want to display the output. So we say see out the cells amount. We move to the next line. Now we set the precision to 2, which means we need 2 decimal places and its phase. Then we know what is setw is. We need 8 spaces for day 1, day 2, day 3, and total. And each will be on its own line because we are ending the line for each value. So we can see the output here. The first output is when we enter the 3 values. Then after that, this is the cout statement. So the first cout, we say cells amount, and also we print the dashes on the line. Then we can see the set precisions. We can see all the values are 2 decimal places. Set precision 2 and face. Then we end the semicolon. So every values we have here now will be 2 decimal places values. So our first day one we entered 1321.87. So they are all 2. But here we can see that the total also is 4594.90. So one more time, set precision when used with face, it will print a floating point, which is a decimal value, using the S digits after the decimal. So S digits, here we set it to 2, which is after the decimal, we have only 2 digits. Now, if we set 3, it will give us 3 digits. Then we use face. And also here we said that face is used decimal notation for floating point values. So with that face, what will happen is that the print floating point values using X, use X significant digits. Okay, so let's go to the next. So these are some of the few string manipulators. Okay, so we saw the setw, we saw the face, we saw the show point. Also, the set precision will set the precision of floating point numbers. Then also we have the left and right. The left normally will causes the subsequent output to the left justify, right to be to the right justify. So we can start from left or right. So next, working with characters and string objects. So working with character and string objects, here we say we can use the cn with the double right arrow operator to input strings, but this can cause problems. So using cn with the double right arrow operator to input strings can cause a problem. It passes over and ignores any leading white space. It ignores it. So when we see a string, it's like more than one word. Let's say Mary James. There's a space between. Now, if you are using cin with the double right arrow operator, it will ignore the space. So it passes over and ignores any leading white space characters. It can be space, tabs, line breaks. So to work around this problem, C++ gives us a good solution. We use the function name getline. So this is an example here. For example, we have a program, iostream. This time we are going to use the string data type. So we have to include the string header file. We declare variable name and city. Both of them are strings. We ask the user to enter the name, but this time we say getline cin. Always it takes 2 arguments, the cin and the variable name. So this will allow us again to enter a string space. So here, for example, here we say, please enter your name. We enter Kate Smith with space between. And it will take, it will allow. Then next we enter the city you live in, cin and the city. In this case, the city is Raleigh. We print out a statement saying that hello, the name, and also you live in the city. But again, the goal here is how we use the get line. So get line, we take cin as argument and the variable name also as argument, and it allows us to have a space. So as we said previously, we said using cin with, again, double right arrow operator to input strings can cause problems. Now it passes over and it will ignore any leading white space character. So leading white space character after the first name, the last name, it will ignore it. Now to work around this, then we use the get line. So get line make it possible. Now next also to read a single character, we can use cin. So char ch, CR strike any key to continue. Then we have the character to read a single cin. Now problem, we skip over blanks, tabs to skip. So in this case, we can use cin.get or cin.getch. So this will read the next character entered, even white space also. So the whole goal of getline and get functions is about the spaces, the white spaces. So this is an example given. So we declare variable name ch, data type char. Now when we want to get the input, we say scene.get. So again, this program has paused, press enter to continue. So we press enter, then it has paused the second time, press enter again. It has paused the third time, press enter, then thank you. But here you can see that enter is what? It's a space. It's a space. Now, if you are using only cin, if you press enter, nothing will happen. Okay, so missing cin and cin.get in the same program also can cause input errors that are very hard to detect. So to skip over unneeded characters that are still in the keyboard buffer, we can use the cin.ignore function. So skip next character, we say cin.ignore. Now, if you want to skip the next 10 chars or until \n, you can say cin.ignore 10, comma, space, \n. That's the next line. So we also have the string member functions and operators. Same as, again, many programs. Where string is sometimes come with, again, functions. So here, for example, we have a function named length. So to find the length of a string, we mean how many characters it consists of. So we state, we have a string name state, data type is string, Texas. Now, if I say state.length, we can say we want to store the result in a variable name size, and the data type should be int, because state will give us the number of characters. If it's 2, 3, 5, example, Texas, and it will store. Again, as we said, major programming language, example, Java, a string is a class and comes with a lot of functions, or we use the term methods. For example, we can also join strings, multiple strings. So for example, in Java also the same, we can use the plus sign to join two strings or a string with a value. So we say greeting1 plus name1, which means the string greeting1, we are joining it to name1, then greeting1 plus name2. Or using the combine assignment operator, greetings plus equal to name2, which is greetings1 equal to greetings1 plus name2. Because greetings1 equal to greetings1 plus name2. So that will be the conclusion of this lecture. So in this lecture, it's very short lectures. We just went through some few functions, how we can again manipulate our or format our output. For example, we saw the set position, phase, setw, and also how to concate. Again, in the future, when we start with object-oriented programming, we are going to talk more detail about strings, where we have so many functions or methods to use. So again, wish everybody the best. Thank you.